It's no surprise that there are deleted scenes from the first movie that could have changed the trajectory of some of our favorite characters, or even made them more endearing earlier on. Ron has been one of the characters who seem to suffer at the hands of the adaptations, at least in the first movie, but one scene that was filmed and left on the cutting room floor surrounded Ron's friendship with Harry. It's Christmas Day, and the students are all celebrating together, but Harry has chosen to isolate himself, deep in thought about seeing his parents James and Lily again. Ron joins him and offers all sorts of activities to cheer Harry up and keep him distracted from the mirror. It shows his true ability for kindness and empathy, and that even as a kid, Ron has a grounded mindset. Keeping this scene in would have meant that we could have seen a much more emotionally mature Ron in parallel to his funny side. Let's move on to year 2 at Hogwarts and the Chamber of Secrets now. In the theatrical release of Chamber of Secrets, the discovery of Tom Riddle's diary is a moment shrouded in mystery. However, a deleted scene offers a moment of understanding around Riddle, thanks to Ron of all people. Ron recalls to his friends that he saw Riddle's name on a trophy during detention. This recollection not only connects Riddle to a significant event at Hogwarts 50 years prior, but his award for special services to the school hints at an ominous element to both Tom and the school's management of him. Now, while we're still in Chamber of Secrets, we need to visit Borgin and Burke's. We know that this dark Nocturne Alley merchant plays a significant role in assisting the rise of the dark wizards throughout the books, but there's more for Harry to see when he lands there in this deleted scene. What was left out of the movie was an opportunity to see the real Malfoy family dynamic. Harry is forced to hide in the shop when Draco and his father turn up. It's evident from the tone of the scene that Draco is uncomfortable with them being there, and that his father is the driving force behind many of the actions his son takes. It would have given us a chance to empathize more with Draco from an early stage. In The Prisoner of Azkaban, the incident where Sirius Black attempts to enter Gryffindor Tower is briefly addressed. The fat lady's portrait is found slashed, leading to heightened security measures and students sleeping in the Great Hall. However, a deleted scene provides a more comprehensive view of the events that followed, shedding light on character dynamics and foreshadowing future revelations. The scene delves into the tension between Ron and Hermione regarding the disappearance of Ron's pet rat, Scabbers. Ron accuses Hermione's cat, Crookshanks, of eating Scabbers, leading to a heated argument. This subplot, while seemingly minor, foreshadows the revelation that Scabbers is actually Peter Pettigrew, a key figure in the story, which Hermione's cat is aware of. Furthermore, the scene introduces Sir Cadogan, a knight who temporarily replaces the fat lady as the guardian of Gryffindor Tower. Known for his eccentricity and lack of discretion, Sir Cadogan admits to allowing black entry, believing he was a new student with the correct password. This highlights the vulnerabilities in Hogwarts' security and foreshadows the future problems with break-ins. There are a lot of scenes that ended up on the cutting room floor, but two of the more important ones are after Barty Crouch Sr.'s death. In the first one, Ron, Harry, and Hermione are together in the common room discussing the death. Ron states that Fudge will be covering up the story because it's the murder of a ministry official that happened at Hogwarts. Hermione begins to consider that with Harry's dream, the Dark Mark being cast, his name coming out of the Goblet of Fire, and now a murder on the Hogwarts grounds, they are far more connected than being coincidences. The scene ends with Ron and Hermione telling Harry to go and speak with Dumbledore. Following that, the movie does show Harry and Dumbledore talking about Barty Crouch sending his son to Azkaban, and how it almost destroyed him to do it. But the original scene's dialogue is quite different. There they talk about how both Crouch Jr. and Sr. seem to attract tragedy. Dumbledore then reveals that he wants to cancel the Triwizard Tournament because Harry is in danger, and the headmaster can't work out where that danger is coming from. Harry pushes for answers about his dream about Voldemort, but Dumbledore waves off the question and says that there are no easy answers. We also get much more information about the fate of Neville's parents in this scene, which would have been a nice touch. Moving on to Order of the Phoenix, a film that already juggles a million subplots. But there was one deleted scene from the Department of Mysteries battle that gave Neville some semblance of closure against the Death Eaters, namely Bellatrix Lestrange. When Dumbledore's army enters the Hall of Prophecies and has their first battle, Neville actually faces off against his parents' torturer and manages to disarm Bellatrix with the simple Expelliarmus spell. This then leads to Lucius Malfoy having to command the rest of his small army not to attack in order to prevent the prophecy's destruction. It would have been a great moment to see Neville show at least some confirmed threat towards Bellatrix, which he definitely deserved, as well as adding to the idea that the prophecy could have linked to either him or Harry, especially in noting his strength and bravery is parallel to The Boy Who Lived. For many, the Half-Blood Prince adaptation felt like the weakest adaptation. There were strange choices the story focused on, such as the romance angle, rather than the Potters-Malfoy animosity. Harry's obsession with Draco is a big part of the story, and there are a couple of deleted scenes that could have made us believe Harry is more on the ball in the movie than he seemed. It starts with the Marauders map. In this scene, Harry is checking the map to help continue his Malfoy obsession, but he notices that Draco is nowhere on it. This loosely connects to the knowledge that Harry has of Draco's connection with a vanishing cabinet. In the book, most of Harry's time is spent trying to understand why Malfoy is so invested in it. He realizes that there must be a second cabinet, which is how Malfoy no longer appeared on the map. Unfortunately, he had no time to inform his friends before being whisked away, but this scene would have kept to the source material more faithfully and let the audience work out the plans themselves, instead of being told it all at once later. In Deathly Hallows Part 1, we almost got an honest and tender moment between Harry and his cousin Dudley. We're talking about Dudley shaking his cousin's hand and sincerely stating that he doesn't think Harry is a waste of space. It's small, but emotionally massive. For years, Dudley bullied Harry and parroted his parents' cruelty, but here, we would have seen him grow and become someone able to think for himself and see things more clearly, and the Dursleys' remorse doesn't stop there. Another moment cut from that same scene gives us a chance to watch Aunt Petunia mourning her sister Lily's death. She looks around the now empty house and actually has a conversation with Harry. Petunia is reluctant to go, and Harry tells her that if she stays, she's likely to be in great danger if Voldemort and his cronies choose to turn up. She admits that she knows exactly what they can do, stating, "Do you think I don't know what they're capable of? You didn't just lose a mother, I lost my sister." This is taken straight from the book and would have been an excellent addition to the film. And finally, moving on to Deathly Hallows Part 2, we have something that would have changed everyone's entire outlook on Malfoy. Draco Malfoy helps Harry defeat Voldemort. Yup, that's right. In a deleted scene from Part 2, we see Draco finally standing up for himself after years of being torn between family loyalty and morality. Right before Harry faces off with Voldemort, Draco denounces the Death Eaters and their leader by rushing to Potter's aid and tosses him a wand. This tiny moment redefines Draco's arc, confirming that he's not just a coward who ran off during the battle. Not only would this scene have sealed his redemption, it would have added some serious closure to his character. Without it, Draco's story feels unresolved, and if this had made it in, we'd all be talking about the Malfoy redemption arc the way we talk about Snape's. So, what do you think? Could these deleted scenes have totally changed your perspective on some things, or do you think the films are better without them? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and for more deep dives into the wizarding world, stick with us here at ScreenRant.